And I appreciate everyone's input, but I am going to support staff's recommendation with the Domain Awareness Center. All right. You know, just like I listened to you, but just take, won't you wait a minute? That's all right. That's all right. Just like you want to have courtesy back, and you talk about, now wait a minute. You spoke a whole hour. All right, that's just it. All right. Staff members, could you
excuse me, everybody has a right to speak.
Yeah. Let's talk about democracy, right? You want to talk about democracy? Let's talk about it. All right. Let's go ahead. I'm going to shine the camera on you right now. All right. Look, so the question that I have is one is, you know, there's a great, one is, I want to make sure for the record, one is I've been through emergencies with this city. And I've sat in my school sites dealing with the emergency. And wait, can you just wait a second? I didn't interrupt you. Okay, don't interrupt me. So the question that I have for you, I want you to make it very clear for the record, because I heard you say it 2-3 times, in terms of what the process would be to roll this out. Because you mentioned privacy rules. Before anything gets done, those will be implemented with a committee structure to clearly define them. It could be ACLU involved in it to clearly define what the privacy regulations are. Can you redefine what your proposal and recommendation is?
Excuse me, let's be clear on our rules here. When you sign up to speak, you get to speak. When it's the council member's turn to speak, you have to let them speak and hear the answers. This will be useful information in any case, and it is important to let everyone have a chance to be respected.
So you can restate your recommendation in terms of what you're looking for.
Our recommendation is that, staff's recommendation is that the city council approve and adopt the resolution that authorizes the city administrator or her designee to enter into a memorandum of understanding and a grant administration agreement with the Port of Oakland for the distribution of the supplemental FY 2009 and 10 port security grant for phase 2 of the system enhancements and integration of the joint port city domain awareness center, with the modifications that have been put forward by the council members in terms of modifying what the original resolution language was. Once again, the purpose of the Domain Awareness Center, the most important purpose of the center is to save lives by coordinating real-time information to our first responders and providing
Excuse me,
operation.
yelling out like that is not acceptable. You can have opinions, you can state opinions, you can be against what is being said, but you have to allow everyone their opportunity.
So with that, considering we cannot be heard, with that, I'd like to make a motion to support staff's recommendation with all the stated parts of the motion. Thank you. Amen.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. With what?
I am making a motion.
Your mic is off.
See, your mic's not on.
I am making a motion to support staff's recommendation with all the inclusions that she just stated regarding the privacy and all the amendments.
And everything that was handed out.
That's what I'm supporting. If you, can you restate that?
There's a motion. Okay, I hear a motion.
I have one.
Is there
I'm happy to second your motion now. I second your motion. And I want to say that I think we have done a great
Excuse
job.
me, it is Councilmember Schaaf's turn to speak. It is her turn to speak now. You are entitled to your opinion.
Yeah.
It is nonetheless her turn to speak.
There is something wrong with hey, I'm an awful restaurant. There is something wrong with my mind because I spent my day at the funeral of an 8-year-old. I spent my day at the funeral of an 8-year-old little girl.
If you cannot abide by the rules, you will have to leave. It is everybody gets their turn. It is now her turn.
And I'm gonna say my little piece. We have tried our best to find the sweet spot where we are going to take advantage of the tools that we have at hand to make our city safe, primarily in emergencies, but in other ways. And at the same time, try and address the really legitimate and important concerns that have been raised. And I do want to, again, thank the ACLU for educating us, and I invite you to continue to educate us about how we can best be sure that we are utilizing these tools in a responsible way. But if we do not approve this money tonight, we jeopardize losing valuable resources that will make the city of Oakland safer. And that is why we must move forward tonight. We've got to take advantage of these tools, and I am looking forward to doing that tonight. We have done everything we can to safeguard privacy in light. We have done everything that we can to safeguard privacy without in any way jeopardizing the timing and the effectiveness of this tool. Thank you.
Okay. So you've moved it. It's been seconded. Are all of the authors comfortable and have clarity on the content?
I just think it's worth noting for the public that the additional language in the further resolve clauses makes it that the DAC will not be operational until the privacy policies have been vetted and approved. The only thing that I would like to add is a couple of things as we're thinking through the policy pieces, and hopefully we'll see you on or before the February check-in with respect to these policies. But I think that there's something to be really said about the abuse of the system, and to make sure that any personnel who would be caught abusing the system or utilizing it in ways that were not contemplated, that we would also have some strong language that it may not be added in this resolution. We haven't had an opportunity to vet that with the city attorneys, but I'm looking for
the seeing what
that
comes back.
And that was not in my earlier comments with respect to making sure, when one of the speakers talked about the voyeurism and all of those kinds of things, I think that we need to make sure that personnel policies, in addition to the privacy policies, are modified with this technology. I think that we really need to make sure that we are trying to make sure that our policies that protect workers and also protect citizens keep up with the technology that is out there. And I understand that it's also, I want to just be clear for the people who are participating in this meeting, not in the chambers, to understand that this body does not regulate the school district, does not regulate the federal government. There's been a lot of collapsing of, we should take this grant and pay for the schools, or we have to do those other things. I think it's really important that we're very clear that this money is not for that, and that we need to be able to utilize the resources in the way that they've been designed.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you for that. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say no. Any abstentions? Motion passes. Thank you. As amended.
are moving to item 36 with the clerk. We are moving to the next item. And ladies, all right, let's, all right. Okay, we're gonna go to item 36 now.
Your last and final item this evening is an ordinance prohibiting the possession of the tools of violence and vandalism during a
Wait a
demonstration.
minute.
I'm showing approximately 35 speakers on this item.